Hello everyone, it's Leo, and in this video I am going to talk about my impressions from the Miracle Leap movie. Yes, finally the 2020 All-Stars movie is available for us to watch. Not officially, unfortunately, but yeah, I am going to give my impressions here. Obviously, this video is going to be full of spoilers, so if you haven't seen Miracle Leap, be warned and be ready because I am going to talk about what happened and some of the things about the movie, so it might be very spoilerish if you haven't seen it. And if you want surprises, I wouldn't recommend this video for you. Anyways, I think that in essence, Miracle Leap was a Nodoka movie. She is the lead and everything happens because of her and her actions. For me, it was a good thing. I believe that Nodoka is a great character. I really like her, and I do understand that it might displease some people, but I enjoyed the way it was done. I feel like the theme of the movie is time. So it's like today versus yesterday, the past versus the present. So we had time repeating itself, a day happening lots and lots of times. When the day was happening for the first time, I wasn't really sure why some scenes were there and why they were giving so much focus for Nodoka tripping, for example, or for Nodoka getting her shoes wet, another example. But as the movie goes by, you understand why those scenes are there, and it was very well done, very well crafted, in my opinion. The concept of time here in this movie is very interesting, and it appears in many different ways. A past movie being mentioned on TV, a school reunion that Nodoka's mom will participate, a building that was a school that will be demolished, and obviously this day that repeats itself forever. And to accompany the idea, we have the antagonist of the movie, Refrain, that wants the day to repeat forever and making that the future would never come. And also we have another mascot, which is Mira, a very adorable mascot, and she is the one that needs to be saved in this movie basically, and she is doing her best for time to keep on flowing naturally. The setting of the movie, in my opinion, was very, very well done. So let's talk about the first All-Stars aspect. In this movie, we have three different teams. We have the Healing Good Precure team, the Star Twinkle Precure team, and the Hugto Precure team. I was honestly expecting to see a little bit more of those teams, but I think that the screen time of the leaders, Hikaru and Hana, were nice. Especially Hikaru. For me, she played an important role in this movie, and she played a very important role in the way Nodoka fights. So I feel like she really got a big spotlight, and I was expecting to see more of Hana and from the Hugto team, but most specifically more of Hana, since she is the main character. And this is supposed to be their last participation, and well, this might also be the last Star Twinkle participation too. We don't know what's gonna happen in 2021. So Hana had nice screen time, but since this was the last movie of hers, the last All-Stars movie of hers, obviously not the last, we're probably gonna have one with everybody, but with the way they're doing it with the three latest teams, this is going to be her departure. So I was expecting to see a little bit more of her. And about the other girls, we've already seen everything they do in this movie in the trailers. So if you've seen all the trailers, you've seen everything that they do in fights, basically, and almost all of the fights as well. So basically, since their participation was basically restricted to the fights, let's talk about them. There are three fighting scenes in this movie. If we divide the first fighting scenes into two, we can say there are four. So the first one starts with the Healing Good team, and this was a very interesting fight. Girl, I loved this so much. Cure Fontaine's part in this fight was out of this world. Her scene was amazing. Unfortunately, I think that Sparkle didn't really get a chance to shine because the only big thing she did in this fight was a shield, and she does that all the time in the season. It was sad. She could have delivered more like Fontaine did, like Grace did as well. And Grace has something very interesting in this movie. She has this daisy, or this lily, I think it's a daisy, I'm not sure. This daisy-like move, beam, I don't know. And I really like it. And it looks great. I wonder if this was thought only for Miracle Leap, or it was supposed to be in the actual season and somehow got scrapped off. It was like the first idea for Grace, the way she fights, and it ended up making the Miracle Leap movie, but not in the actual season. I don't know. I'm just very sad that we never got to see this type of attack from Grace in the season. It would look awesome, awesome, awesome. So in this fight, we obviously have the other teams joining in as well. We have the girls appearing in different situations, like Fuwa brings the Star Twinkle team, the Hugto teams knows what's going on because of Lulu, if I remember correctly. And so when they arrive, they transform and they start fighting. And what a disappointment. We start with Kira Star, and she has this amazing scene of the Star Punch, the Taurus Star Punch. Awesome. Even though we already saw this in the trailer, it was awesome. It was still amazing. But then all of the other girls, even Curiel, which is the main girl from Hugto, use stock footage attacks. When I saw that, I really couldn't believe it. I was like, what a disappointment. What a big disappointment I had. I was kind of sad. And then in the second fight started with a very nice scene with everyone transforming, and it was very quirky. I really liked it. They were like doing their poses, but not really. I loved this moment. But the second fight itself wasn't very, like, it didn't really bring anything special. In the fight, we only saw Kira Grace fighting, like the refrain divided the space. So Kira Grace was basically fighting by herself. So we didn't really see the other girls fighting. We only saw Kira Grace. And even though it was an okay fight, one thing that really bothered me in this fight was the fact that she had to hold Mita all the time. Like she was holding Mita in one hand. She was holding the stick in the other hand. So the fight felt a little stiff because of that. So let's jump on to the third fight of this movie, which is the most important one. A great scene, and I really liked how they divided the teams. Like, they divided the teams in 3 teams. We had the pink girls. We kind of had the yellow girls too, helping each other. We had the blue, green girls too, the hot colors and the cold colors. We only had the purples, like dividing one purple in the hot colors, one purple in the cold colors. But this scene was very nice. Like, this was very, very interesting. Unfortunately, as I said before, I think that the nice moments of this fight we've already seen in the trailers, but it's very, very good nonetheless. And then after, like, we have a big moment of Refrain getting a big power up, and we obviously have a very touching moment with Grace getting her powered up form as well, Super Grace. And this form is very, very beautiful. And so we have the other Cures all rooting for her. Mita was able to give everyone a miracle light. That was the moment that people in the movie would root together with them, but they couldn't because of COVID. Because of COVID, they had to not root for their fave moment. That must be a very emotional moment in the movie, I think. And nonetheless, the fighting scene was amazing. And together with the fighting scene and a nice animation, we also had a background song playing. It's called Circle of Life. What a great song to go with this emotional moment. I really loved it. And to finish it all, Super Grace had a special attack, Precure Healing Time Liberation. And I don't know, I really liked the fight. I thought that the fight was great, but I didn't like the power itself. It felt a little boring and lackluster. But nonetheless, the fighting scene, the last fighting scene was very good, with Super Grace being able to get Mita again. And like a very beautiful last moment with Grace and this little mascot that stayed with her and the other girls throughout the whole movie. Now, let's talk a little bit about Refrain and Mira. Refrain and Mira, so we have the two of them being in antagonized sides in this story, and Refrain acts as a villain, but he is basically redeemed at the end of the movie. He stays with Mira, so they share the melon pan that Grace or Nodoka gave Mira. Mira shares it with Refrain. And honestly, I think we should have seen more of Refrain's pain. We only saw his bad and cruel side, but there was a big reason for him to do what he was doing. It's not hard to understand that him repeating a day over and over and over again, it's because he wants to be remembered. And if time moves on to the future, it means the past stays behind, and it means he will always stay behind. Messing with time in a storyline, in my opinion, is always confusing. But I think that they did the best they could in Miracle Leap. And like, for example, at the end, the school that would be demolished wouldn't be demolished anymore. And so the school that would be demolished is like where the clock is. And that clock is where Refrain lives. So obviously he didn't want that clock to be destroyed. He wants time to keep still for him to basically keep on existing. So he and Mira, they made their peace at the end, meaning that time could pass normally. It was still very nice, but I feel like they could have shown a little bit more humanity on Refrain before he was purified, before he was reformed. But still, I think he was a good villain. I think that he had a great impact. He was very scary at some moment. I really liked it. And at the end, I think that he was a formidable opponent to Super Grace. Now, let's talk about some interesting scenes from this movie. First, we had the introduction. They added Cure Earth to this introduction. I really liked that they did this. We always have introduction scenes in Precure movies in which the girls or the mascots talk directly to the audience. And this time they added Cure Earth, because this movie was supposed to air in March 2020. Cure Earth would obviously not be anywhere near Healing Good at that time. But then the movie has been postponed once, postponed twice, postponed I think 3 times, and it ended premiering in October in Japan. The pandemic was still going on, we know this, but still the movies were open. It ended up premiering nonetheless. And so they added Cure Earth because I think maybe we, older fans, we can understand this, that Earth wouldn't be part of this movie because it was supposed to air in March, but maybe young kids who will go to the movie might not really understand the logistics of everything. So they added this scene for Earth to say, look, I'm not going to be part of it, but I'm still here watching and rooting together with you. So this was very, very adorable that they did. Another thing I loved was the presence of our great movie director from Star Twinkle Precure, P.P. Abram, not sure the pronunciation, but it was very nice seeing him. And I think that he had a nice role in this. Like, he appeared lots of times because of how time kept on rewinding. And we also, he also announced that in his new movie, we were going to have Kasugano Urara as one of the actors. How nice is that? And we also had Hibiki's mother from Sweet Precure doing the music from the movie, since she is a professional. She is a musician in Sweet Precure. So I really loved how they added this little touch of Precure history, of Precure lore to this movie with this very simple, quick scene. I really liked it. Like, as I say sometimes, I feel like people that work with Precure, they have a lot of passion for the franchise. So I really appreciate it. Very, very nice. Also, another thing that I really liked were both scenes when Nodoka met the teams and actually met the main characters from Star Twinkle and from Hakuto. I really loved those scenes. Nodoka using Kirayaba and Michoku was so adorable. Actually, I think that Rabirin said Kirayaba, and girl, come on, that is awesome. I really loved those scenes, and it felt very emotional seeing Nodoka meet those two girls, and they act like idols to Nodoka in a way throughout the movie. Like, they are someone that Nodoka really looks up to, and she really gets a lot of advice in very touching moments with Hikaru and Hana. I feel like Hikaru's moments were more impactful throughout the whole movie. I don't know if that was just me, but yes. Another thing that was very nice, that I thought was very nice, was the fact that in the last time leap, we had Chiyu going to meet the Hugto girls and Hinata going to meet the Star Twinkle girls. I really liked how they divided this. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it made a lot of sense for Chiyu to meet the Hugto girls. I feel like Hugto is a more calmer season, like Chiyu, and the energy of Hugto as a season matches Chiyu more, and the energy of Star Twinkle matches Hinata more. So it was very nice. Both of their conversations were very nice. The way Chiyu got through to the Hugto team, mentioning something that Ruru would say, makes a lot of sense, and Hinata also getting through to the Star Twinkle team made a lot of sense as well. I really liked it. And overall, I feel like Miracle Leap was a very nice movie. I have my criticisms towards it. I feel like some moments could have been better, especially the participation of the two teams. We barely saw them. We mostly saw them in action scenes, and the action scenes were all in the trailers. There were really no surprises. I have a friend who never watches trailers. Maybe I should start doing the same for me to be surprised in a movie, but I like getting hyped. So I'm gonna keep watching trailers. I don't know what I can do. I feel like based on the last few All-Stars movies, I feel like Miracle Leap is a big step up if we compare it to the past few All-Stars movies we've had. I'm not saying they're bad, I'm just saying that Miracle Leap is better. I really like the style of Miracle Leap. Sometimes it looks a little wonky, but I like that it's a very different style from the actual series. Like, we've never had this style in Precure, and it felt great and different for the movie itself. And it was very enjoyable. Overall, very enjoyable. And another thing that really surprised me was the fact that I thought that Mira would take a lot more of screen time. As we usually have in Precure movies, we usually have mascots or special movie characters that get a lot of screen time because they need their story explained and detailed. And they sometimes get even more screen time than main characters, like the other cures from the team of that own movie, you know? So Mina had her participation, but Nodoka definitely stole the whole thing. The movie is all hers. And it really, to me, felt like a solo Nodoka movie with participations. And it's interesting because I feel like even Chiyu and Hinata felt kind of invisible in this. We had but some Mimi faces with Hinata. They looked nice. But overall, I feel like they were kind of invisible, like the rest of the teams. Like the leaders shining and the rest of the teams toned down. Even like Mashiri, for example, or Emiru, who has a very big personality, we see her acting a lot and having some lines in this movie as a very Emiru way. Same more or less with Uni and kind of with Lala too in Star Twinkle, but that's basically it. Like, we don't really see the characters shining much, unfortunately, but we have lots of nice images of them, like fighting and like in the picnic at the end as well, which was very beautiful. It was nice seeing that even though like they're not really participating or speaking a lot, we can see a lot of life in scenes like this. You know, we can't really see what they're talking about, we can't really see what's happening, but it's still very enjoyable. And, you know, seeing the mascots as well, it was nice seeing Prunes. Prunes did a very good job in some scenes. I really love Prunes, and he really shined as well. And as I said, I feel like Miracle Leap is a step up compared to the last few All-Stars movies. Not talking about the Hug to One. I don't know if we should consider that an All-Stars or a solo movie, but I'm not considering the Hug to One because it was a special celebratory movie. Not considering that. Talking about the last few All-Stars, I feel like this one is one of the best from the most recent years. Very, very nice. Even with my reservations, a very, very nice movie. And what did you think about Miracle Leap? What is your verdict towards this movie? And it's nice to start 2021 with this movie to us. So people at Cure Touch that subbed this, that worked very hard for a Miracle Leap, thank you very much. You guys did an amazing job. You know who you are. Inu, Hibiki. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Anyways, that was it. That was my opinion. Leave in the comments your takes and opinions for a Miracle Leap so we can keep on talking. And I just want to take this little time to thank my members, my lovely members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. I really appreciate that you support the channel and that you believe in Magical Cinnamon. Thank you. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, bye bye.